Okay, so this hyperslide is the first link in Schoology in the Still Life folder. And it has important links for the lesson, and it has step-by-step photos. So everything we've done so far, everything we're going to do today and the rest of the week is in here. So the first link is the handout, which also has step-by-step instructions. So if you were to click that, you'll see there's the vocab we've talked about, the objectives we're trying to complete, and then this is all of the steps of what we're going to do here. So this is just another place where you can find what you're going to do. This is my example. You're not drawing the exact same thing. So if I go back here, there's also a link to the rubric, which you can see if you go to the mixed media still life assignment. See right here, this is the title. If you go to that assignment on Schoology in the still life folder, you will also see this rubric, okay? But I put everything multiple places, so there's a bunch of different ways to find what you need. Okay, so we already did this. We made our still life. We did the pretest, all of that. We already did that. And we already did the colored pencil techniques. I put this video in Schoology here, for the link right here. Guys, if you're going to have your own conversations, don't ask me questions later when you miss stuff. So here's another link to the video. So today, you're going to be picking a still life. I have two options for you. They're both similar, but you get to pick which one you want to do. And you're going to save the example of whichever one you pick to your Chromebook so that you have it. It'll be in your Google Drive. So you actually do need to go to this so that you can save the picture. So you need to open this link to this Google Slides, and you are either doing option number 1 is over here on the left, or option number 2. And if you click on them, it will bring you to the Google Doc that has the picture, and this is what I want you to save to your drive. Okay? So you're either picking option 1 or option 2. You're going to click on where it says option 1 or option 2. It'll take you to this Google slide or Google Doc, and then you can make a copy for yourself. Okay?
I submitted on my YouTube.
Yeah, your question. Oh, it's fine. When we do this, you'll just resubmit. So you just need to back out, go to the other assignment, and do the steps over. It's okay. It happens.
But I thought, because that said
Right.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I did them out of order than what I had planned. So please make sure that you save this because you're going to need this for this entire project. And I do not want to get asked 15 times a day, where do I find my picture? Because I made it very easy for you so that you could find it. So what we're going to learn about today is some different drawing warm-up exercises for doing contour drawings. Now, I used that word yesterday. Contour is the outline. It's the outside edges of something, but it also includes the details on the inside. So for the pumpkins, it's the outside of the pumpkin, yeah, but it's also the stripes, okay, or the stems. You do draw details, but you don't like shade them in, if that makes sense. When you're doing a contour drawing, it's just lines, okay? Yes. Yeah. You do not have to use the ebony for this. We will use them later to add value, but we are working on contour drawing. So you can just use a regular pencil. You should have opened to a blank page, and you should have saved one of these pictures. Okay, so those are the things that you need to have to do what we're about to do. On your blank page, I would like for you to draw 3 rectangles just like I have on my example here. Okay? They should all fit on that one page. 3. 1, 2, 3. See them? Because we're going to do 3 types of drawings today. You're going to learn the difference. However you want to split up your space, just so that you have 3 areas you can draw in. Okay, so I have some video examples of these different types of drawings we're going to do. So we'll watch the video and then we will do the drawing. And then we'll watch another video and we'll do the drawing and get as far as we can get today. This first one is called continuous line contour. So what do you think that might mean, Karen? Exactly. So I'm going to show you an example here, but you are going to, after we watch this example, you're going to be looking at your still life you chose, and you'll be trying to draw it without ever lifting your pencil up off of the paper. It should be one continuous line. So I'll show you an example here.
Today we're going to do a fun drawing exercise just to loosen up a little bit in the way that we look at things. So find an object that has some interior lines. Maybe it's Garfield with his stitching and fur decoration and his cute little grin, or a pack of playing cards, or something as complicated as an MP3 player with the earphones. So choose something you want to draw, set it up in front of you, and here's the trick. You're going to make a continuous line drawing, contour line drawing, and you're not allowed to pick up your pencil. So go ahead and get started. Pick a point and work your way around that object as if you were a little ant. I'm drawing the upper edge of the ear, and my angle of view is a little different than what you're going to be seeing in the video. But you can shout out if I cheat. I'm going to work my way around his furry little face. And in order to pick up the interior lines on this shape, I might have to backtrack. So here's his little nose. And I'm going to wind around and catch that eye. And I'm going to backtrack here and get the inside part of the eye. And I don't think I've picked up my pencil yet. If you've never done this before, it's kind of challenging. Whoa, that eye is way bigger. That's okay. Remember, this is just for fun. We're just trying to loosen up and realize that drawing is all about fun, not about having perfect skill. We just want to have a good time and enjoy the materials. Now I'm at the end of his grin. So I'm just going to have to make an extra line, get back up to that stitching line, and now I'm going to do his back. Whew, that was easy. But around his tail, I have a line of stitching here. His tail goes up, kind of makes a triangle. Oh, I'm back on top, and I want to capture that line of stitching so that this really looks like a stuffed animal.
Okay, so what you're going to do, let's go back here. For a continuous line, you're going to be looking at your still life. You're trying to draw it. You're allowed to look at it, but you're not allowed to lift up your pencil, okay? So I'm going to work on mine. You guys can start yours. Wherever you start drawing, your pencil does not come off the paper until you are all done. We haven't got there yet. That pencil lift. All right, you can go ahead and stop. So that was a continuous line contour. You drew an object or your solid, trying to capture everything, but you weren't allowed to lift up your pencil. So this next one, we're going to take it a step further. Okay, and go ahead and label your box that was continuous line. And then we're going to move on to a new one. So we're in a new box. We're taking this a step further. This one is called a blind contour. Any guesses what that might mean? Close. Nope. All right, so it's not blind in the sense of your eyes are covered, but Nick, you're not allowed to look at the paper as you draw. So we'll watch an example video here.
Today we're going to take a look at creating blind contour line drawings, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move my eye at the same speed that I move my pencil as I'm looking at this object. Okay, and I'm going to draw the contour lines. I'm drawing a roller skate here. There are only two rules when creating a blind contour line drawing. First, if you want the line to be continuous, once you put your pencil down on the paper, you don't pick it up again. The second rule is that you can't look at your paper, so you need to be looking at your object 100% of the time. And like I said, I'm trying to move my pencil at the same speed that I'm moving my eyes across the contours of the object. Now, the contours are the outlines of the object. Okay. Now, doing this exercise will help you in a couple of ways. First, it'll increase your hand-eye coordination. And everyone knows that hand-eye coordination is important in drawing because you are looking at objects and you're interpreting that information in your mind, and then you're controlling your hands to transfer that information. So hand-eye coordination is important. The second thing it's doing is it's forcing you to look at the object. You're having to really look at it because you can't look at your paper at all, which leads you actually to the first secret to drawing. Now there's three secrets to drawing in my opinion, and the first secret to drawing is that drawing is at least 50% observation. You have to look at an object in order to draw it accurately. You can't take a photograph of an object without pointing the camera at the object. It would seem absurd, right? To say that you can take a picture or a photograph of an object without pointing a camera at it. Yet so many artists try to draw things without looking at it. Okay, so blind contour line drawings will help you get in the right mood for drawing. It'll help you learn to observe.
Okay, so a blind contour drawing means that I am drawing with a continuous line. So my pen or pencil does not come up off the paper. But I also am not looking at my paper. My eyes are not covered or closed, okay? I'm looking at the picture or the object that I am drawing only, never at my paper, okay? So you can go ahead and try this wherever you start. Just remember, your pencil cannot come up off the paper and you are not allowed to look at your paper. You could even like kind of put your hand over your drawing. Don't be a cheater. Don't look at your paper. All right, go ahead and look at your paper now. See where you got. So if you see mine, like I got kind of close, but like the bottom is like very overlapping and a little messed up. But that's okay. This is just a warm up. It's just like how, gentlemen, do not make your teacher talk over you. It's just like how an athlete does a warm up before they actually go play their game. Okay, art takes practice, and you have to do your stretches, and you have to get ready to go. So we do these things to train our eyes and our hands to be in sync. Hand-eye coordination is very important in drawing. You need your hand to do what your eye is looking at. Okay. So that's what we were trying to accomplish here. So there's one more example, and it's called modified contour drawing. And what this means is that you are allowed to look at your paper, but only a little bit of the time. So 95% of the time, you're going to be looking at the object or the picture that you're drawing. And 5% of the time, you're going to be looking at your paper. You also are not allowed to lift your pencil. This is still continuous line, okay? So if I were drawing my lamp again, you would see that I'm going to start somewhere and I can look at my lamp and then I can look at my paper and check to make sure that I'm going in the right place. So this drawing is going to be a lot more accurate. And I'm going pretty slow so that my hand and my eye can catch up to each other. Again, I'm mostly looking at the lamp, but I'm checking my paper to make sure that I'm in the right place. The reason why you want to be looking at your paper is because anytime you are not looking at your paper, you are forcing yourself to have to remember what it was you were looking at. So you are no longer drawing from looking at it, you are drawing from memory. And I don't know about you, but my memory is not the greatest. So I am looking at my paper, but not as much as I am looking at my object. And I am trying to get my hand and my eye to move at the same speed. So this drawing will be far more accurate. Okay. than the other two that you did.